But if we only keep count of our dissatisfactions, then the winds will never saint in our favor. When we feel like crying at night, let's cry until övertäsion jag. When we yawn into a wall, we used to need to die at the defiant part. Since our life is limited, let's keep fighting without giving up. We keep on searching for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of disease and fucking, no one wants to get hurt. So we try to look good by letting others yawn past us, claiming that no one will ever understand us. If you wish to be understood, then open you yourself. Start by accepting the feelings hidden in your bones. To believe is to say one another's warmth and pain, well searching for the meaning of our encounter. Let's keep steadying overboard. Since our life is limited, I won't release your hand. Keep in mind. Together, let's keep searching for the very meaning of our existence, and then together let's live on. We keep on searching for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of fallacies and contradictions, of course we'll cave in or be curious from time to time. But if we only keep count of our dissatisfactions, then the winds will never saint in our favor. When we feel like crying at night, let's cry until övertäsion jag. When we yawn into a wall, we used to need to die at the defiant part. Since our life is limited, let's keep fighting without giving up. We keep on searching for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of disease and fucking, no one wants to get hurt. So we try to look good by letting others yawn past us, claiming that no one will ever understand us. If you wish to be understood, then open you yourself. Start by accepting the feelings hidden in your bones. To believe is to say one another's warmth and pain, well searching for the meaning of our encounter. Let's keep steadying overboard. Since our life is limited, I won't release your hand, keep in mind. Together, let's keep searching for the very meaning of our existence, and then together let's live on. We keep on searching for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of fallacies and contradictions, of course we'll cave in or be cursed from time to time. But if we only keep count of our dissatisfactions, then the winds will never saint in our favor. When we feel like crying at night, let's cry until over the sun dry. When we yawn into a wall, we used to need to try a different path. Since our life is limited, let's keep fighting without giving up. We keep on searching for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of disease and fucking, no one wants to get hurt. So we try to look good by letting others yawn past us, claiming that no one will ever understand us. If you wish to be understood, then open you yourself. Ah. Ah. Start by accepting the feelings hidden in your bones. To believe is to say one another's warmth and pain. Well, sourcing for the meaning of our encounter. Let's keep steadying overboard. Since our life is limited, I won't release your hand. Keep in mind. Together, let's keep sourcing for the very meaning of our existence, and then together let's live on. We keep on sourcing for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of fallacies and contradictions, of course we'll cave in or be closed from time to time. But if we only keep count of our dissatisfactions, then the winds will never saint in our favor. When we feel like crying at night, let's cry until overtaxation dry. When we yawn into a wall, we used to need to try a different path. Since our life is limited, let's keep fighting without giving up. We keep on sourcing for the very meaning of our existence, and that is precisely how we have to live our life. In this world full of disease and facade, no one wants to get hurt. So we try to look good by letting Hello, hello, good evening, konbanwa, and how's it going for you? I hope you have been having a good day so far. For me, it's actually been quite a good day, and since the weekend is upon us, have you been having a good week so far? For me, it's actually been quite a good week for me. And do you have any plans for the weekend? As for me, well, I don't really have anything big planned. It's just gonna be the usual for me. And today we're gonna be playing some Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. But before we do that, so today I'm 80% pony and I'm also 91% delicious, which is actually quite good. And also for the question of the day, is there any place that you have no desire to visit? Why? Well, for me, I would like to say Las Vegas, because it's a bit too flashy for me, and I don't really like how flashy it is at Las Vegas. And also, since today is Friday, you're probably wondering what thing I will be having today. So today I was actually thinking of having some Pablo Walter Malbec, Spanish, a thing from Argentina, a red wine to be exact. So let's see how this one tastes like. Hang on. It is tasty, yes. And I shall be mixing it with a super high drink, a sparkling water with strawberry and lemonade taste. Let's see how this one will taste like. Yeah, that one is tasty too. So let's see how it will taste like when I mix the two of them. Let's see how it will taste like, huh? It's actually quite tasty, yeah. Anyway, let me use. And last time at Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, so did we do some. Hang on, I need to charge my controller quickly. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, sorry, hang on. I was just gonna take the starter and I accidentally dropped my switch, my bad. Anyway, as I was gonna say, so last time at Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, so we did a little more investigating, and as we was investigating, so did we manage to find one of the Jeppel secret bases. and we learned about the rebels, the dragons, and we actually might have had a very wrong impressions about the rebels. Like, apparently, it wasn't the leader of the rebel that killed the queen. So, and he was framed for having killed the queen. But if he's not the one that killed the queen, then who was it that killed her? And also, we do speculate that we also speculate that Lady Kia is actually belongs to the government. So we're gonna so and now it's time for day 2 of the year. So let me change the camera quickly. There we go. And let's get started with the day 2 of the year. So here we go, and objection. Oh yeah. With a cute little drink on hand. Might well, 9:34 a.m. High Court of Korean, across the lobby. And as always, I'm gonna do a little recap of everything for my own sake. So, Attorney Space, not really much to talk about her. And has the newspaper for my night with cases various reports regarding purification yet and Lady Kia. So, my night newspaper, Lady Kia returns to battle rebels. The Lady Kia like figured that about 2 years ago remains a mystery. Some town elders see her as Lady Kia in the flesh. Such rumors are fooling the entourage for today's purification yet. Today's purification yet. The thick white eyes that fills the ground from the inner sanctum to the plaza of devotion until yesterday has melted. The yet can now go on as planned. We give thanks for the blessings of the Holy Mother and Lady Kia, Happy Yaki. Escaped prisoner alert. And we have actually met him, and he's actually not as bad as we thought he was. He is actually quite a friendly fellow, and honestly, I do trust him. Police are asking the kingdom subjects to be on the lookout for a male who escaped from Ural Penitentiary number 4 yesterday. Where the forecast, the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. The warmer temperature will make for excellent prayer weather. We want, however, that we'll see a cold front move in overnight. And has the authors of a report for Darius, who is the victim of the case, or I thought to say one of the 2 victims, since there are 2 victims this time around. Darius admits the authors of a report, and Darius is the head priest, and he was actually part of the rebel too. Time of death, my turn from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Because of that, blood loss from a deep abdominal wound caused by a bladed weapon. The wound appears to have been inflicted by the warped target used in the hit. Just in his face tattoo, the mark on his face is one borne by all members of the Guyanese clergy somewhere on their bodies. The gods of Wuha's Watmark and Where are kept at the temple and has some photos of the inner sanctum. So this is the spot where enemy got murdered with Lady Gia's death laying around, and has the broken lantern. And then we also have Maya's statement of how it was like when she got to the inner sanctum. Maya's statement: the spring water was already stained yet when we arrived at the inner sanctum on the day of the Yid, and has the warning that the enemy got from Lady Gia. And in English, this reads Lady Gia's warning: do not perform the Yid. I know what you are planning. Lady Gia. And then has the step for Plum the Punisher, who is basically a yip of the Steel Samurai. Plum the Punisher step. Maya got this in exchange for her Steel Samurai sword. President Makatama on the belt plays the Plum the Punisher theme song, which begins with some traditional Guyanese instruments. Maya says its exotic sound makes it totally different, but it sounds exactly like the Steel Samurai theme song to me. Yeah, let's face it, we all know by now that White is tone deaf, if he can't even tell the difference. And has the diagram of the inner sanctum. So there are 3 lanterns here, but as you can see, there's a broken lantern here, and then the inner sanctum are covered by curtains. And Maya was standing here. Well, Ilmi was here, and he was forced to face in Maya, but then he sensed someone behind him, so he turned around and saw Lady Gia, who then killed Inme. And then has the second victim, Selot, who was killed at the Platz of the war zone. And in his case, we don't really know why he was killed, but there is a sense that he might also be a rebel. And has the artist of a report for Selot. Booyah Selot's artist of a report. Time of death, my 10 from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Cause of death, Spiller got injury from a stab wound to his back. The weapon is thought to be the warped target, the same weapon used to kill the high priest. And this is the very warped target which was used to kill both Inme and the Selot. And then we have a painted flag, which basically was used something that the escaped prisoner, his name kind of escaped me now, but so that the other rebels could find him. Plant new flag. A new flag we found at the Place of the Revolution with this scripted on it. At the usual support, pink cube, the key to. And then we have Namanta flower, which is actually a very special flower at the Korean. Since that flower, sorry, since that flower is used to pay tribute to the departed, which in this case was meant for Inme. Sorry. And then it feels like I'm gonna. Sorry. And then we also have the family photo, in which we can see Salute, Inme's wife, and Maya all in it. And they really seem to enjoy it. And this particular food is a very special food because it actually has quite a strong smell, and it have it for a good reason, because basically it is to drive the bad away. So it is kind of a protection food, so to speak. And then we have, oh yeah, her name was Philip. And then we have Philip's statement when they was having Feast of Blessings. Philip's statement, the family photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with king kill. These dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the Eid, and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. Which is understandable because it has a strong smell and has the Tomb of a Secret, who the only one allowed to see it is the one that plays the role of Lady Gia, which in this case would be Maya. Tomb of Secrets, the priestess acting as Lady Gia's representative must know her name. That name is Imsan. Speaking this name is unforgivable. Lock this knowledge deep in your heart and devote yourself to prayer. Yes, so we know her, so we know Lady Gia's real name now. Her name is actually Imsan. And then this is Toge's love book, which also bears the mark of the defiant dragon. And what he's trying to say is he's trying to remove the law of the Defense Culpability Act in the name of Her Eminence. Those who vote support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Yeah, and the Toge is trying to get that law removed. And then has the photo of the rebel hideout. And we also found the blood inside. And as for everyone that's involved in this case, so we have all been okay who is both overcaught and also a monk in training. And then we have Maya Fey, who is the main suspect of this case. And currently she have gotten the guilty verdict, but we still have a chance to overrule it, so that's what we are trying to do now. And then we have Emma Sky, who is the forensic investigator here. And just in May, the first victim of the case, the high priest, and also one of the rebels from the Defiant Dragons. And then we have Nayuta Satmati, who is the prosecutor of this case. And Yaifa Padmakurain, who is the head priestess and also the crown princess, and she's the one performing the divination seances. And then we also have Pujai Selot, who is the second victim of this case, and potentially he might be another rebel. And then we also have Pilep Inmi, who is the wife of Inme. And then there's Tats Ayapal, who is the escaped prisoner, but he's actually not as bad as we thought he was, because we now know that he only wants the best. So I can actually tell you this. He's actually very trustworthy if you ask me. Anyway, that's enough recapping, so let's go. Let's get started then. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? When I think about it, yeah, actually you didn't. It doesn't matter. I'm on this case till the bitter end. I know, that's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. Yeah, we're gonna get this known guilty now. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your team so come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Blood Buddhist, right? Yeah, that was your team. You bet. You look as if you did not sleep last night, bald head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that? Well, it is actually quite usual for White to have a hard time sleeping. I'm all fired up and ready to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. What is it? Yaifa doesn't seem in the best spirits herself. Go ahead, feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are yet to you this day. Well, regardless, I am actually trusting your science. Cause it was just my imagination. Yeti Nick? Okay, Maya, let's head on in. Yeah, time to get started. Might well. High Court of Kujain. Just gonna say it quickly här. Day 2. Got this новin season. All guys. No then. If everyone is Yeti. The defense is Yeti, you Majesty. The persecution is Yeti. Let us begin without further delay. Also, you not meditating this time. Oh, no players this time. Persecuted Satmati. Yeah, I got a bit surprised too. I already offered my prayer for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this deal, so we might put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery. I'm still alive, thank you very much. I could not agree more. In yesterday's deal, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the high priest. And today, she will be tried for the murder of his disciple, Bouye Salad. Now then, Prosecutor Satmati, your opening statement if you would. Certainly. The accused has now slain two of the most devout clergymen in Kuainis, even the lowest level of hell, the hell of Decline, would not be punishment enough. Well, I'll show you that it wasn't Maya for both cases. Then, what terrible fate awaits her? I don't think I wanna know. Palkilpukun hell, a yelm of eternal agony. Yeah, I was right. I didn't wanna know. Passive suffer the endless punishment of Yakar by the Kalun of Pulmuten. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. For the most, Kuryama. Enough! Okay, I didn't really get what he was saying there. My Plution scored at the matter that such a terrible place exists. I was going to ask for translation, but on second thought, ignorance is the bliss. Yeah, I agree with you that I think I'm better off not knowing. No then. Please continue. Minister part upon the table hell awaited the accused. As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the high priest disciple Bouye Salad. He had been training under the high priest while living at the priest's home. I had met him a number of times and he seemed like an honest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end. The murder occurred at the Platz of the Wilson during the purification year. It was a bold crime carried out where the Platz was full of the faithful deep in prayer. The wall-bound dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly. The wall-bound dagger, Lady Kia's weapon of choice. We have already established that the accused prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it. Well, that's what we're gonna prove to him, that it wasn't you. Hold your tongue. No, Peter accused my affair is a serial killer. The prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence. Would the defense care to respond? Well, of course. The accused is innocent and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? I know what you're gonna say. The accused fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict. Well, not necessarily. As such, I see no need to debate this any longer. But, well, he's right and wrong. Well, once a benevolence conducts her science, it will be clear for all to see. Yeah, the very science we are counting on, so here we go. Your Majesty, might I have a word? Is something the matter, Prosecutor Satmati? It is about the divination science. What about it? You benevolence? Stop right there, Prosecutor Satmati. As you wish, forgive me for overstepping my bounds. What was that all about? Well, something tells me that he was about to say that how unreliable it is. Butthead, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination science will bring you to your knees. I'm ready, and I accept your silence. The only problem is, I have no weapons at my disposal. For now. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the science vision and the Wi-Fi's insights. Very well. The divination science, if you please, your benevolence. Yes, let us begin. Nina! And it is time for another one.
始祖様の名のもとに、御霊の託戦の儀式を執り行う。皆の者、目を開き、耳を傾けよ。今、奉納の舞をもって、被害者の御霊を呼び戻さん。解くと見よ。 水鏡に映し出されし最後の記憶を。
And here comes the dance again. Yeah, the usual dance before the scene ends. My tongue feels wet since I accidentally bait my tongue before the steam, so it is feeling a bit. It's nothing too big, but it is feeling a bit off. But yeah, nothing too big, so don't worry about it. Because yeah, it doesn't really affect me speaking at all, so there's no worries about that. Okay, yeah, I figured out that which spot I accidentally paid myself. Well, it's gonna fix itself like always. Anyway, so let the science begin. Well, I saw literally nothing. Are you sure it's what? Did you do it right? Yeah, I'm waiting. It was something was supposed to happen now. I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? You benevolence? What in the world? I was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out the spirit's name many times, but to no avail. Don't tell me it was because his eyes was closed. Well, this... There goes our last hope. Just as I thought. Wait, what is he know that we don't? I had thought to confirm the contents of today's divination science. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand. Come to think of it, yeah, you did mention it last time too. I must go perform a divination science for Booyah Salad. It is our custom for the prosecution to revive its contents before a trial begins. And that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice. It would appear her benevolence is died from her manifold duties. I am not anything of the sort. The wicked spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why. It is my sacred duty to convey the duty of the divination science. Jochira, what are we going to do with the divination science? I suppose I shall have to deliver the last gifts without them. The prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of viewing the occult guild with or without a divination science. Ho 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 ho! You never failed to impress. Prosecutor Sat Marty. This is bad. Yeah, it was our last hope. The divination science was my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolent said she isn't tired. So should we try to find out why the divination science failed? Yeah, that's a good idea actually. How curious, Mr. White. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination science? Yes, explain yourself. The divination science is for setting a light on an occult crimes. It is the holy Buddha's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to point you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it. I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday, somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination science was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth we saw that my client, my affair, is innocent. The truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on. Oh, Nick? You don't have to say it, you know. You don't have to say it. Maya, please. You're not helping. How dare you? The voice of Amitama is to be fed, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Senses exact a heavy toll upon the UR business. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can push no counter arguments without the science? No, of course not. He's so right due for me. I'll have to find a way to make the divination science happen, or we toast. Well, since the divination science is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the deal without the science, as Prosecutor Satmati suggested. Thank you, Your Majesty. Mayu, I will not forget this, bald head. This will not be the last you see of me. Still, I do wonder why we didn't see anything. Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand. Very well. If the lead detective will please come to the stand, we might begin. Yeah, so we get into the cross examination then. What is it now? Okay, I'm just gonna fill my thing quickly here. Okay, there we go, and let's keep going here. Sorry, Mr. White. You used to do in New York. Detective Sky, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all, but you must let them go and move on. There we go again. But There's only one way to save them now, by giving their souls the chance to burn away the tent of their sins in the infernal flames. Oh, I can do this! Oh, no eating in the Circuit Hall of Justice! It is här kommer for the food. Mr. Sky? Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You used to your job. I'm sorry it will figure something out. Even too early. Man. Right. Thanks, Mr. Faye. Har varje pay för criminal with a tainted soul? Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. Heavy curtains. Overview of the second murder. The latest victim was a boy sailor. He had been training under the high priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The high priest widow, Philip Inme, has identified the victim's body. He might have been mistaken for a bell and killed due to his connection to the high priest. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond? I didn't spot any inconsistencies in her testimony so far, and I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I going to do now? Well, we have to figure something out with what we have. What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte's salute. Because it just might be to be the key as to why the divination science failed. Yeah, I did have a feeling it might be something connected to his name too. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second, during my investigation, Jaifa told me about how the divination science works. Yeah, Jaifa needs to know the true name for it to work. If I can figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, time to press for some more information. Yeah, time for overcross examination here. Overview of the second murder. The latest victim was a blue-eyed sailor. Hold it! What kind of a person was Acolyte sailor? According to the neighbors and others who named him, he was a deeply devout youth. I too have heard his name mentioned as one who was a fervent practitioner. I suppose you might say he was the high priest's star disciple. Furthermore, he had been training under the high priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. Hold it! Oh yes, are you sorry about that? We took statements from his neighbors and his fellow monks. They all corroborate our initial findings. What about you, Maya? Well, when I first came here, I saw Charlotte playing on the high priest instruction. So, in other words, even you can confirm that. I see. So the essence of the police investigation seemed to check out. The high priest with a belief in me has identified the victim's body. Was Mr. Inme's positive ID the only way you verify the identity of the victim? Oh, well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But what? But what? His personal information didn't match any of the public records because the affairs. Oh, very interesting. No, that is actually very interesting. Maybe that's why the divination science failed. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. White. That's what I'm thinking. Puya Steelot might actually be a fake name. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The usual business uses a decayed face and to name to someone disappeared. Why yes, that is indeed true. If he was using a false ID and there is no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Korean. I see. So illegal immigrants is actually quite normal here. An illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Jaifa mentioned something about immigrants yesterday. But if that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really is. We'll have to proceed without holding our divination science this time. Ugh! I had always thought that Acolyte Zelot was Guarnis. Oh, how the high priest must be lamenting his disciples' deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. White, what do you think? So we add this to the testimony? Let's not. No, Your Majesty, there's no need to add it to her testimony. For now. Very well then. Please continue if you want, Detective Sky. Yes, Your Majesty. We still don't know the victim's true identity, but he might have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest. Hold it! Maya isn't that Lady Kia who's been going around Captain Yepers. I'm sorry, Mr. White, but that verdict was already handed on in the previous trial. It is no longer a point of dispute, and I will not allow you to make it so. But no ifs, ands, And most of all, no boats. The accost was posing as Lady Kia, and Sigurd Akulite settled because he mistakenly believed him to be a Yepel. That's not you! I'm sorry. The verdict has already been yet in that case. I had to assume that it's the fact now. Well, that is still. Maya, you mentioned that Emma's testimony might hold a clue as to why the science failed. I did, but it's rarely used at homes. That might mean there was a mistake made during the investigation. It won't have to be information that won't impact the science. What could it be? Well, I did find a lead while I was passing her. So, I'm just gonna be skipping to this part, so give me a quick second. And have we go then? Yeah, I'll just be skipping a bit quickly here. Anyway, yeah, let's do that. This is an important fact. Please add it to the testimony. It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you used to say to your testimony. Yes, Your Majesty. Well, I'll be the yachts of that, you yachts. He was an illegal immigrant, so we don't know his real name. Hold it! Isn't there some way to track down his real name? No, not if he was an illegal immigrant. Have you actually confirmed that he was in Ukraine illegally? Well, we don't have any conclusive evidence, but there's also no evidence of him being a citizen of Ukraine either. Oh boy. Now what do we do? That is the question. What if there was a clue in the evidence you got it? That's probably our only hope at this point. If he really was an illegal immigrant, our proverbial goose is properly cooked. Well then, I do know that the one I have to focus on is that statement. Now let's see what I have and if I can use it to my advantage. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think actually what I can use. Yeah, if there is something I can use to my advantage, might be it. But the question is, what it could be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think how. Yeah, if I even have anything I can use. Let's see. Yeah, because that one too. I have to think what I can actually use to my advantage here. Well, is there something I can I'm thinking what it is I go to use actually. That one looks like that, and that one, well, well, I don't think that's the one I can use. Well, is there even anything we can use? There's only one thing I can think of, really. I'm gonna take a gamble on this. So, I had a feeling I was wrong. I did quite have a feeling I was wrong here. Well, there's one other thing. Okay, objection! So I was right. I was kinda hesitating on this one, but it was that one. Sorry, Detective Sky, but the police missed something important in the investigation. Oh, what are you talking about? The victim was undeniable Aquarianese native, and there's a crime scene footage music. Oh, I see. It is. It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Guyanese. Well, I don't see anything that would prove that. This proves the victim was Guyanese. Yeah, something that only... something that all bones would have. So, take that! Look at this tattoo right here. Why, that's a tattoo of a beast. I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo. Oh, the victim really liked the pieces. Well, pieces are a favorite delicacy här in Korean. They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. Well, they are tasty, yes, but that's besides the point. The sweetness of the abundant nectars and the softness of the perfectly deep flesh, they are a blessing from the Holy Mother herself. I was certainly caught a carrying for pieces. Maya, same here, Maya. After the deal, Maya, right now we have a big fish to try. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a piece. It is not a piece, you say? Then what is it? You disappointed because it isn't, aren't you? Take a closer look. Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo on the highest pole. Oh my! But this mark is only borne by members of the Koreanese clergy. So that is what you believe it to be. But are they not totally different shades? Yeah, that was the very thing that kind of got me off guard, but they have a smiley teeth too. So they saved efficiently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had a piece of safety tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the target person is exactly the same as the marked alcoholist clergy bear. Hey, you right? Until about 20 some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one. Thank you for stopping me! Thank you for stopping me! That was a bit too much! Satmati, you actually helped me that. Thank you! I almost finished that one. Now I'm glad I didn't finish that one. That is entirely too much information, Your Majesty. Information on everyone who enters the cloaking is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot. I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits. That will not be necessary if you seek information on the cloaking. I have it all right here. Impressive? Okay, that's very impressive. Oh my, you never gazed to amaze me. So Delos, is there anyone who fits the bill? Let's see. There is just one, and his name is Yelnamo. He became a monk 20 years ago. Wait, 20? But that would mean that he would only be 1 year old. No, that doesn't make sense. Like, are you telling me that our baby became a monk? Then that must be the victim's real name. But why would he have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one? Yeah, there must have been some reason. Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name. You're right. You might be, not that we know the victim's real name, the divination science might finally work. Allah will willingly seek our science. This is entirely unprecedented. You are both digging your own grave, defense. We won't know that until we try. So it's risky, but it's our only hope. Very well. Let the divination science be held once more. Well, it is time for an encore then. Why won't allow me work so hard to see the divination science be held once more? You are a fool, bald head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. Well, I didn't ask for that anyway. For with the duty revealed by my insight, I shall gladly seek you demise. Bring it on, princess, because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights. You will get everything you could use my target insights as evidence. Well, here we go.
始祖様の名のもとに御霊の
It
託
is
戦の儀
time
式を
for
執り
an
行う
encore.
皆の者 目を開き耳を傾
And
けよ。
hopefully this time it's gonna
今
work.
奉納の舞をもって被害者の御霊を呼び戻さん。解くと見よ。
So
水鏡に映し
are
出
we
されし
gonna
最後の記憶を。
so are we gonna see that dance again? Let's see if we okay we're gonna see it yet again. An encore it is then an encore. And hopefully this time it will work. Hopefully. Because it is our only hope in the end. Still, the fact that we know now that his name was a fake name must mean something. Or then it is. But yeah, we'll see that in a bit. And well, did it work this time? Let's see. Okay. Well. Yes! Good, finally! Kinky Plum Punisa team. Heavy. Pain. Okay, that one was interesting. Hang on, let me feel quickly. I like that. Oh my! It is used as Mr. White Booyah Steelot wasn't the victim's true name. And now at last we have seen the victim's final movements. But all we could see was the count. Well, what did you expect? He was playing. He seemed deeply disappointed. I take it you did not find any footage for one of your infamous donapots. Oh, I don't know, but that I did see something that caught my attention. Nick, I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused guilt. You did? Ho 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 ho! A most surprise attack. Well, it wouldn't be a surprise attack otherwise, you know. So tell us, Prosecutor Satmati, what is this conclusive evidence you have found? The Blood Police team song that the cast heard. Oh fuck! I hate it when we notice the same thing. I hate it when you notice something that I also notice. I fucking hate it. Oh my. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her interrogation. Hey, that's my blood bonuses there. Can you best my katana on the blood bonuses belt? But anyway, why would Maya want it to play if she wants to commit murder? Ah! Yeah, but there is something that also makes sense here. It seems the August inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of a crime. This step is an extremely rare item, is it not, Mr. Faye? You'd better not break it. There's only one of those in the whole wide world. Maya, no! Yeah, you only made it worse. It is used as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you. Caesar seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I haven't seen her look so guilty before either. It is time to accept the fact that the divination science is far more than mere evidence. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice stone upon the accused. That is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections. Not yet, not yet. Slow down, Your Majesty. At least let me make a counter argument. What's this? Do you take issue with the divination science? Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. But that's never stopped me before. The divination science is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly. You do not know when you are beaten, do you, foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitama of the case. If you believe that there be errors in my insides, then let us see you prove it. As you wish. Well, let's show you inside then. Yai finds inside. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the year. 2 feet tall, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there, and the team to the blonde Punister filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck through, and in that instant he departed from this world. Is that really the case? That is everything that the case experienced in his final moments. Her benevolence insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true. I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are yearly stacked against us. I just had to go over each and every one of the decayed sensations very carefully. Well, here we go then. Let's see now what I can find out. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the year, 2 feet tall, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there, and the team to the blonde Punister filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck you, and in that instant he departed from this world. Let's see. Well, there is something that also catches my interest. Well, there is something about kinky that catches my interest. I have to think what would be a good spot for it. I have to think. Yet the fact that you don't even mention kinky is something that catches my eye. So, objection! Vad sa jag? Oh no. Well, there is something about kinky that catches my eye. That much I can't deny. I just have to figure out where. I wonder if that's the one I want to go for. We'll see. Because this one really does catch my... Wait, hang on. Side. Hang. I almost... Hey, wait. Yeah, I do wonder, is that lite grönt or could it be maybe we have wrong about this and it isn't a grönt? So, objection! Oh. I was wrong, I see. So that wasn't that it? Because it matches another evidence I have. Let's see. Yeah, I won't. It could also be this. Well, something tells me it's that one, and I can ignore everything else. That's at least what my gods are telling me. But if I can just figure out the right statement. Yeah, let's try this one. Wait, there's another thing I need to look at something else if that's the case. Oh. Okay, I thought have taken another look at it before I said anything. I was a bit too quick there. Anyway, that doesn't say something. Well, I'm gonna try that one, so... Yeah, I just can't say the feeling that it's kinky in that case. I just need to figure it out. Yeah, I have to think. There just is something about kinky that is catching my attention here. Like, honestly, kinky is the only thing I can think of. I just have to figure out the placement. Just give me a teeny little bit here. Well, let's see what's it that one. Because I really can't think of anything else. Yeah, okay, that one wasn't easy. I always find the scenes harder than actual girls' examination. Let's see. I want that. Let me try. Actually, it might be a matter of timing. Let me think. Yeah, I find it strange that... Okay, but nobody is mentioning that one, and that one certainly... And that one certainly stands out, so... It must be before that statement. So just hang on. Let's see. Okay, so that was the placement, I see. I was right, I just didn't know where the placement was supposed to be. Anyway, objection! Was it really the night of the year? What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The Augustus left actually settled after killing the high priest during the purification year. The only problem is that the case the spirit is not corroborate that. What's this? Take a good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how it says King Killer? Actually, the cell soldier has smelled any kinky hill on the night of the year. Yeah, because of the very strict rule of when you have to finish it. What do you mean? You should know that better than me. Why are you asking me? Don't ask me, ask yourself. Let me back up my statement with some evidence. This don't explain how the victim got it has smelled tingly on the night of the year. Yeah, I don't know if it might be the statement, so take that! The high priest wife believes in me told me about the feast of blessing. The feast includes a number of kinky-based dishes, and they only supposed to be sold at a certain time the day before the year. Why? I believe you're right. I had completely forgotten about that. During the feast, the unique smell of a king pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification year. Yeah, it is hard to deny that too. I'm not so easily fooled. He thought artist fire would not make it clear. The esteemed time of death was during the year. Alright, I thought about that yesterday. Forgive me, you benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change. Yeah, it is actually easy to manipulate it. What's this? It is too. Like if a body was kept cold, the slow rate of decay makes the death seem more recent. Yeah, and you have to remember that it was actually quite a cold there. Why, I believe I have heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. White claims, the esteemed time of the death in the artist's fire pot will have to be revised. Zealous artist's fire pot. Cause of death was a spinal cord injury from being stabbed in the upper back by a bladed weapon. Zealous artist's fire pot updated in the court record. Anyway, so let's see how the Bouye, Zealous artist's fire pot. Time of death, May 8 from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. based on divination science. Cause of death, spinal cord injury from a stab wound to his back. The weapon is thought to be the one-part dagger, the same weapon used to kill the high priest. Let's see. Okay, it's empty. And by that I mean my thing. But head, you blinded me with science. Yeah, I do apologize. Sorry. Wait, what am I apologizing for? No matter. The murder might have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the year. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused pins on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth. Well, the victim. Okay. It was the afternoon of the day before the year. To his dog, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. The blade struck through, and in that instant he departed from this world. The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick, as saying the time of death is political, some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Well, I think I do. And let me save quickly here. Yeah, I used to try to do this one. Yeah. Question is, was it actually really dark? We'll see. So, objection! It was actually really obvious this time. The change in the date and the time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? Oh, you're making that irritating face again. Can you start at once? Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what is important, what the victim saw in his final moments. Do you have a bath in the belfry, bald head? There is nothing to see. The corner plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes. Well, I wonder if that's really the case, because let me take a look again. Like, would it really be as dark as you claim? And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the hit, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Impossible, you say? Do explain. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. Well, let's see. Well, what? I have to take a close look here. Because I did say that, but yeah, this is really the only thing I can think of. So, take that. This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but who's in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the hit. What? But the victim did not see so much as an ice cup on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? And I might actually have an idea. If you have something to say, then say it. As you wish. The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the plaza of the Wilson. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere. What? What? Well, Whoa! Then why do you propose the victim was actually killed? I'm glad you asked. because I was actually waiting for it. Yes, tell us where. Otherwise, your argument is worthless. About that. Why? How come I know the answer and you don't? I haven't gotten to that part yet. Don't worry, right? I'm one step ahead. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, it's somewhere keen and saggy, right? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Bob the Head? Giving up already? Not at all. Now, where have I seen something keen and saggy? This shows where the victim was killed. Yeah, let me show you how. There is really only one thing, and it is this one. Take that! The secret hideout that the Yapels were using. The Yapel hideout? Exactly. There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that sample. You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor anywhere. Wait, then what did the victim see in his final movements if not the floor of the Yapel hideout? This is what the victim saw in his final movements. Yeah, there's really only one support, and you must be blind to miss it, so take that! The Sakikin surface the victim saw was one of the Muscovite stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moose hair. I believe the victim was killed when he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab. I disagree with the student's vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same. I concur. There is no proof that a motor occurred in the Yapel hideout. Indeed. What evidence do you have of this? I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please take a look at the second version of the photo I used to show you. You can see the result of the luminol test I performed in the Yapel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of the stone slab. Is this true? This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Sky, the room does this blood belong to? We thought it was the high-pH blood that flowed in from outside, so we haven't tested it yet. Then you must do so at once. Yes, Your Majesty. Well, before we hold the results, let's take a little art break now since it is coming up. So be right back and see you in 3 minutes. I can hear your voice crying for me, it's crying out my name. I was acting tough by saying that I don't team because it's scary to lose my team. I have a feeling that by abandoning my team, I'll be able to make up for something else. Tuesday is the determination to chase after intangible things like business or love. I can hold a voice crying for me, stand up and fight. Don't deceive yourself. Cry for you in order to answer your voice. I know cry out your name. I replaced my lack of self-confidence with kindness. I have a feeling that by giving up, I'll be able to stop hurting others. When we completely accept our pain and hardship and start to understand each other, Tuesday will be born. I can hold a voice crying for me, don't run away. I will hold you everything tightly. Cry for you, wanting to answer your voice. I know cry out your name. Let's never forget the fact that we can be healed by overwhelmed of contact and sadness. I'm holding your voice, crying for me. It's crying out my name. Cry for you in order to answer your voice. I know cry out your name. I cry for you. Are you hearing my voice? It's crying out your name. You cry for me. I can hold your voice. It's no crying out my name. I can hold your voice crying out my name. Alrighty, I'm back now and let's keep going here then. It's the best the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, you report please. The blood found in the Yabel hideout belongs to Boye's Salad, used like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what blunder you have stolen for me? When this deal concludes, I want to see you in my player sample. Then I will deliver a yo-yo salmon onto you for 8 hours straight. Here we go again. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Maybe just maybe. This is the sense we've been waiting for. Yeah, I honestly think the same since this will actually change everything. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but it is what we have to do. Go for it. It's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the apple hideout the day before the purification yet. Then his body was moved to the plots of the version by someone we were yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zelot behind in the yet, he was already dead. Oh! Yeah, that really is the only explanation. And that's not all. If he was killed at the inner sanctum, that would explain one more thing. And that would be how the time of death was made to look later than it actually was. The proof of which was left behind at the sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. Huh? Okay, I really have to. Okay, I don't really get. Huh? Honestly. I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't really get it. Could this be? This is really the only thing I'm gonna die. I don't really know. Take that! Yeah, I figured it golden, but really, what gold affect? Wait, I'm gonna have to think carefully about it. I need to think long and hard about this. Yeah, I figured it would be that one again, but I had to try. Because it did mention the gold. Anything that mentions gold or hot is what I do have to keep in mind. Okay, take that! Why? There's our photos of the inner sanctum. I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed. The time was mistaken, and the place too, and used what you believe that abuse. I believe that it abused that the actual culprit tried to make it look convenient so for Maya to commit murder. That my client is innocent, but of her fingerprints on the target, and the blunt punishes the victimhood. Well, I mean, that's not the only thing that can play it. You have failed to attest two key pieces of evidence. Well, at the very least, I can attest one of them at the very least. I can't really say much about the target yet, but I can say something about the theme song. Oh, I see your point. Wasn't this your big sense, Nick? I'm really hoping that the defense location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Well, you are actually right. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? So you do this too, Maya? What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Take a good look at the apple-tizer photo. Did the first can invalidate this piece of evidence? Well, have we go then? And that is the Plun theme. The Plun theme. And how do you intend to support such a claim? Since the murder happened in the apple-tizer, there's something that I play the theme song other than my client's step. It wasn't a step. Is this you? The item that played the Plun theme song was this. Yeah, it was the watch actually, so take that! This is a Plun alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof do you have that the alarm went off? What proof do you have that it was my client's step that played the theme song? Oh! Do not twist the facts with you lovely wheels. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of habits on the murder weapon. Yeah, you're right. As long as we can't do anything about that, we are fighting a losing battle. And here is what really happened. Oh yeah, I forgot, we were still at the inside. The victim stood with his hand on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the year. The blade struck too, and in that instant he departed from this world. If there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. I will get anyway until I can eliminate the target. Most impressive, you benevolence. I see no inconsistency anyway in the persecution's case. Well, you are actually right. As long as we can't do anything about that, we are fighting a losing battle. And here is what really happened. Oh yeah, I forgot, we were still at the inside. The victim stood with his hand on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the year. The blade struck too, and in that instant he departed from this world. If there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. Most impressive, you benevolence. I see no inconsistency anyway in the persecution's case. No, there is one. What's this? You still claim to be an inconsistency? Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same. We see about that. Let me use save quickly before we do that. The victim stood with his hand on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the year. Then someone was there, and the team to the blonde police filled the air. The accused plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. The blade struck through, and in that instant he departed from this world. Well, I have an issue with this one because wouldn't it collapse if that is what really happened? So take that. I mean, objection. Like, what? The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. And the art, it could easily fall over if you pushed it too hard. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from? Yes, I see your point. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Then tell us, Mr. White, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim? What was the heavy sensation Charlotte felt? Any thoughts, Maya? Oh, Ayakita's sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Charlotte's hands on the stone slab. By weight they aren't there. Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Well, Mr. White, do you have an answer for us? Of course. If I used a reason the state Charlotte was in when he was killed, the cause of the heaviness the victim felt was... Well, I would like to say the falling stone slab actually makes more sense if you ask me. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, tapping the victim underneath. What? Yeah, that's really the only thing that makes sense here. Oh, the stone slab came falling down on him, causing him underneath. Yeah, that was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt. And your theory is impressive. You have overlooked a key fact. The victim was... I hate when you right. I hate it when you right. I was thinking too much into it. Well, in that case, this makes more sense actually. The killer jumped on him from behind. Why do you suppose the killer would do that? Maybe take out human contact. People who kill human contact do not kill those they stick contact with. But it's clear you will lose contact. So you tell me I was right? Well, let's try again then with this one. Damn it, Sat Marty, you caught me there. You caught me there. You made me think I was wrong when I fucking got gaslighted, damn. I fucking got gaslighted, man. Oh yeah. But do you claim that the target was plunged in after the slap had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been killed together. Well, would you care to explain? So I told you, that doesn't mean I can't. How could the dog have been plunged in after the slap fell on the victim? The killer could have plunged the dog into the victim after the slap fell on him. But what if the motor weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the Japan hideout. Let me take a little look then. Well, I do see plenty of other stuff that could have been used, yes. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. Isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within. Yeah, there's not more space by the entrance, is there? So what was the yell motor weapon then? I better think of something. If the motor weapon wasn't the target, then the target must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the artist file doesn't mention it. Then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the target. Something I did get an idea when you said that. But the defense had to offer an explanation sometime this century. Yeah, I think I can think of an explanation actually. Wait, wasn't there something darker-like near the scene of the crime? There was, yes. Something that had a shape smile to the wall part darker. There was, yes. Present you evidence at this time, Mr. White. This shows what really killed the victim. Yeah, let me show you. There is one other thing that comes to mind actually. But for that I have to show the photo again, so take that. Yeah. He was stuck with a target-shaped object. Those were your exact words, were they not? Okay, I was wrong then, wasn't I? I was gonna say that it was something inside the photo. But if that's not the case, I'm gonna have to think again. What else could it have been then, if it wasn't that? Well, let me think. Well, I'm just gonna take a little bet and we see what happens. So, take that! Is this not the footage from the scene of the high-paced motor? I suggested the motor vapen is hiding hiding. This is what Jelly took a Booyah Silot's life. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think then. Well, I can only think of one. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing that I can think of really is this one. So, take that. But that is the Warbot statue. It is, yes. Exactly. The Warbot statue has a dark-like feathers protruding from it. That is what Jelly took the victim's life. You imbecilic fool! The statue is outside of the hideout. How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside? Well, you won't be surprised if you know that it could be both outside and inside at the very same time. Howdy hot, the Warbot statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? Yeah, Jaifa can actually testify this since she was there when it happened. The statue can pull a complete switch on you. A switch? You? Oh, you don't know what that word is? Well, basically what it means is that it can switch place. To put it simply, it's a evolving door. A evolving door? Why? That makes perfect sense. Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seems to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculptor came toppling toward him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbot statue was right behind him. This cannot be! Well, that is a likely scenario for how he could have died. But the acoustic fingerprints were found on the dagger. Yes, and that means noting if it wasn't what killed him, then who gives a fuck about the dagger? Because I saw it on. She had held it very hesitant for the year. This is when her parents got on it. God! This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe we must accept that the Warbot statue was what killed the victim. Warbot statue, its sub-protruding feathers took Booyah Sailor's life. It's also a evolving toy. Warbot statue added to the court record. Not that we know how accurate the sailor really met his demise. Just hang on a little bit high and... Okay. There's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick. How can this be happening yet again? The divination science is the only truth. Nah, but it is helping. No, you benevolence. It's not a duty itself, but it is a means for setting the light on the truth. Do you understand now? The kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time. Don't worry about it because your insight actually means something too. So it haven't been a waste of time. You benevolence, are you unwell? All the color has stayed from your face. I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me. As you wish. Well, this did come as a shock for her, but she have actually been doing a good job too, actually. So she don't actually take great pride in what she's doing. I feel kind of bad for her. Now then, I will have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died. Actually, the zealot was killed in the hideout before the high priest murdered. That means the body found at the place of the person was murdered by the Yale killer. But only after the war-body target was thrust into him to make it look like the modern weapon. That does seem to agree with what we know now. But why was the Yale killer got it so slant? Why? Because they wanted to frame Maya for this. I believe stopping actually the sailor's body and with the target moving into the plaza was... Yeah, it was made so it would look like a warning from the Twilight Realm, I believe. It was a warning from the Twilight... No, actually, I take that back. I actually take that back. Now that I think about it, it actually makes no sense. So, but Sayal Mode, on the other hand, actually makes sense, huh? It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right, the Yale killer planned all of this. This first serial murder case. They did. That's it, Rick. Keep Habil away. Uh-oh.
サトラ今を何度も覚まし出た死ぬけ誰がさよそのか
Well, your reasoning has more holes in it than the seas you for in its soul and yours. Don't look at me. I'm allergic to seas, so I can't even eat seas if I want to. What? Like those booted whole-eaten clones of goats that only I yet like you could love. Your reasoning most like you booted whole-eaten brain has a purified. What's his deal with things going booted? I think he have a booty toxin. Visit upon an addiction if you don't get it. You have yet to overturn my argument that a ghost is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Let's see then what you have to say. Disguised as Lady Gia, the accoster från det jäppelhajtor till tejper för det gitt. Mutta kyllä lite sellut had followed her that after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab toward him and reloved the jest. Is that really what you believe? I've never been to the Jebel Haiton in my life. When the high priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the occult murdered him in order to silence him. I believe Musical Salt Marty has supposed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to dispute the accused guilt. So it ultimately comes down to it that we have to prove Lady Gia's actual identity. Why won't my client move Acolyte Selut's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dog with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things. The dog in his corpse was likely a warning to the Yebels. Something along the lines of Lady Gia will slay the defiant dragons. So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the yachts convinced to do. Well, let's face it, all the yachts in this game are easy to convince. I thought I'd finally made some headway. Oh, don't worry, White, you have. Well, Mr. White, about time for one of your clones of these stairs, is it not? Clone of these stairs? It kills me that with this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. But I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya. Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You validated your guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer Valkyrie. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know the peace. A dead lawyer Valkyrie indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Korean? But I must admit, I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. What do you mean? I had said that the defense reasoning had a pretty cheese-like smell. But I now realized that the stance was from his own booted body on the walls of death. You didn't have to say that one. Now I'm a using zombie. The look of the kids sell out the day before the year. We never put the bell hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum. Only those involved with the year can enter the sanctum, so wait a second. Only a bell was well known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the year had access to the sanctum and was suspected of being a bell is... Oh! Did somebody come to mind? Yes. Expect there's one who's the problem. Who's problem? What are you two going on about? Did you escape from this circuit hall? I would not put it past you, consider you have no means to raise for the objection. I don't know about that. If I don't do something, the security Satmati will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to prove my way out of this, regardless of that who's the problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Pura Celots murder. Även det måste benevolente holy murder would not forgive so that a spirit lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. Notice one person will never everything. This such a figure duly exists. Tell us, who might that be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Celot's murder is... Yeah, the only other one really is that's eyeball. So take that. Do you truly believe that person to be the killer? I do find it hard. Okay, yeah, I had a feel. I was like, no way it's him. Well, I have another one in mind too. The only other one I can think of then is Philip Inme. So take that. Okay, I was wrong. Well, now then this is actually gonna make it interesting if that's really the case. Because by process of elimination, now, it's gonna be you because that would make no sense. So you're literally the only one left I can think of, so take that. It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum and will never of the hideout, and that would be the high priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the year. He would be a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. Have you no shame? That man tell no tales. That is definitely a pure plan. Yeah, it is. If only the high priest could tell his side of the story. Maya, I think it is your time to shine again because it is actually possible. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Maya. What? Do I have something on my face? Actually, you do. Wait a second. Could this actually work? Oh no! Don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No, if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, that man do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. His testimony? And this how the pupils we get the case to testify. There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as... Yeah, it's something that... Okay, you aren't really aware of, but it is something called spirit... Hang on. It is something known as spirit channeling. Summon him here by means of spirit channeling. What did you used to say? Nah, I haven't, don't worry. Spirit channeling? Has the lawyer finally gone insane? This is Achilles. Might the Holy Mother strike him down? Peace? I am frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. But speed sending is a secret art that only Her Eminence Queen Kayan can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with all the duties to perform it at our pleasure. Oh, don't worry, we have an alternative. I suspected as much. That means our only hope is... Yeah, you know as well as me, Maya. It's okay, Nick. You can tell them. Thank you. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret, Hank. Don't worry. It's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so I don't think we'll be punished. At least I hope not. Yeah, I hope so too. But this is a crucial period for you. It decides whether you become a master of Kuyain. We don't have any other choice, now do we? If I'm found guilty, it'd be a lot worse than not becoming master of Kuyain. Yeah, it is kinda hard to become the master if you're dead. Alright, thanks Maya. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. Whatever happened, everyone's Princess Jochira finds the divination seems to be a challenge. Oh, I'm not talking about her. We could possibly have created spiritual power and see, aside from the Queen. That would be me. It isn't. You would actually be surprised. Is this some sort of a joke? A foreigner could not possibly have such power. Everything your business is incapable of such a feat. Peace! I say peace! Is this you? Is the August capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Yeah, I know, you must find it hard to believe. You benevolence? This is an audience! An audience, I say! First, you make a mockery of the divination science, and now, spirit channeling. I'm not making a mockery of any of those two. I actually honor them both. Apple-tizer speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred yet. For in Davis, I say they shall be put to death immediately. Steal your voices. Butthead, spirit channeling is a most sacred and secret of all. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose? I am actually. Yes, I am. You benevolence, are you saying you approve of the use of spirit channeling? I will not swear that the claim is true. If this is but another of their lives, they shall be executed on the spot. Very well then. Your benevolence, what if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit? That's not gonna happen. Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits? No, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present. Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a thank you spirit, but it's not fair, for I have a Makatama of 14. With it, I can send spirits back to the twilight again by halting the flow of spiritual power. That is a relief then. The spheres have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not seek from the silence. We must prove them guilty and deliver the last years. Do I make myself clear, persecuted Satmati? Perfectly, you benevolence. Very well. The August by Sanel, the High Priest Spirit. Ah, it's been forever since we did this. But first, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this code is audio. Well, alright then. Okay, now this I did not expect because we didn't have this on the previous trials. And those ended up taking forever. Well, in that case, I think I'm gonna end the stream only in that case. So we actually did a good job. We actually did a really good job. And honestly, I thought they had thrown this out of the window. There's a checkpoint breaks, but apparently they haven't. So it is gonna be a bit on the early side, but I do believe I'm gonna end the stream here. Because we all know how long it can be if I don't. And I'm not gonna take any risk. Because better to end earlier than risking myself sleeping late, because I do need to sleep too. Sleeping is actually important. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here actually. So let me actually take a little look and see when the next stream will be. So let us see here. So the next stream is gonna be tomorrow with some Tales of Gold Steel 4. And now, if you wanna follow me at social, here you go. And do feel free to join my Discord if you wanna hang out with the community while I'm not streaming. And if you are not subscribed, you can use this rate message. Otherwise, you can use this one. And now, give me a little bit and we shall see what I feel like going for this time around. Let me actually do some thinking here. And see what I do feel like going for today. Yeah. Let me think here. Who it's gonna be. Who do I actually feel like going for this time around? Yeah. Who is it gonna be? I'm just thinking her. Well, I do think I know who I want to go for this time I don't actually. So, alright, never mind. She's doing a collab, so not gonna go. I'm not gonna pick a collab, so actually never mind. Well, instead, I think I'm actually gonna go for. Well, I actually haven't dropped by her for quite some time, so I believe that. Yeah, this time I do feel like going for Tukoyo, so I'll be seeing you all next time. Good night, Uyatsumi. As the blue sky was melting into the setting sun, I was gazing at the tide clothes with you. What kind of boat thought I have used in order to be able to convey my feelings? You gentle heartbeats from my back, you're stronger and stronger as time ticks by. Love, looking up at the sky, I feel that I want